Hi, it's John Cronshaw here with my author diary for the week ending September 22nd, 2024. This week, as mentioned last week, I was off. So I went on a cruise with my mother. So that was fun. So it was basically, what was it? Started off in Mallorca and then went round the Med. Visited a few places like Pompeii and Rome and Girona. So yeah, really enjoyed those visits. Really want to go back to Rome. Really want to go back to Girona. Really want to go back to Pompeii actually. So what was it? So in the UK, Morecambe where I live, it was 24 degrees here. Really sunny, really nice weather. I thought, Mediterranean, it's going to be lovely. So Pompeii, it was torrential rain, storms, like literal thunderstorms. Really loud, cracking thunder. Torrential. Absolutely got soaked. I think it gave me the chills. I've got a cold since then. I've got some nasty cough thing going on. What is it? I can hardly hear out of my right ear. It's like quite blocked up. Just kind of ill off the back of that. Rome was a bit better. It was like the weather wasn't great. It was cool. It was about 18 degrees, so it was not the 30 degrees or whatever you'd expect at this time of year. So Rome was really cool. Really like Rome. Want to spend a lot more time there. So we did like a walking tour thing, and it was you just kind of go one place to the next, to the next, to the next. I really wanted to have a look around the Colosseum. We walked around the Colosseum, we had a look at it, but I think you need a couple of hours to look around the actual Colosseum itself inside. And we went to the Vatican and things like that, and didn't get to go inside any of the things. I think I'd like to go back. I'd like to spend more time around the Pantheon, but places like that. So it was, what do you call it? It's like really cool as a way to just kind of sample the places. Actually, Girona. Didn't know much about Girona, to be honest. But that was such a cool town. I think it might be a city. So this is like reminded me a little bit of Barcelona. It's kind of same region of Spain, Catalan. Just a really interesting place. And then it was just I want to go back there. I want to go back and see more. And so that's definitely been cool. The cruise itself, I mean, it like when I was a kid, I used to go with my nan and granddad to a caravan site, and there was a club there, and it kind of reminded me a bit of that. So it was like a big hotel on the sea, and it was like the food was fine, the drinks were fine. It was all good. The entertainment was fine, completely fine. So, but it's like it's very kind of what do you call it? Like just very broad appeal, I would say. And I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go on a cruise again. Just I don't know. Like I found it quite tiring this week, and I think it is just because we like the Rome day was like 10 hours. So walk around Rome, and that was quite tiring. And then we did excursions 5 days in a row, and it was just I got back and I was just really tired, feeling absolutely horrible. Just it was like yesterday morning when we flew back. It was like I just felt like death warmed up. Just kind of recovering really from illness, and I think when I reflect on it, and I've looked through my photos and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And like looking at some of the cathedrals we went in, and there's some amazing places there, definitely. And it was good to spend a week with my mother. That was cool. So don't know. I'll see if that's the type of thing I'd do again. I'm not sure I would. In terms of reading, I read, what was it called? Among the Trolls by, I think it's Marianna Spring. So I quite like her podcast. She does a lot of podcasts about I suppose the damage that conspiracy stuff does. So, and I think she does like the Americast podcast for BBC. So she does quite a bit of stuff to do with like misinformation, disinformation, that kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book. A lot of the stuff was stuff that had already been covered in her what is it? Yeah, I recognise some of the stuff from like I think she did a series called Disaster Trolls that was like about the kind of people who what is it? Conspiracy theories, a bit like the Alex Jones stuff with Sandy Hook, where it's like denying that people died, denying that horrible events happened, and the kind of real damage that does to people, that ghoulish, horrible, ghoulish thing, which is, denying that someone's tragedy is actually made up and then sending the trolls after them, getting harassment because somebody doesn't believe that something horrible. So it's like the double thing of you were a victim of this thing, you were a victim of a horrible atrocity, and then you've got people trolling you online, not saying you're a liar, that you're an actor. So yeah, really interesting book. And then I'm about halfway through a book called Fake Heroes by Otto English. So I read, I think it was a book called Fake History or Fake Histories by him about a year ago. Really like what he does. He's kind of almost on the history as propaganda, heroes as propaganda, as kind of building national ideologies and things like that. So it's just talking about different historical figures who are seen as heroes, and because of the way that they're framed and the way that they've been constructed, how they kind of take away from real heroes, and that actually people are more complicated than that. Yeah, so next week then I'm going to see how I feel. My plan is to carry on with Guild of Assassins Book 2, which is, I think I mentioned it last time, it's going to be called Forged in Blood. So I'm actually really excited to get back into that. I was just looking through my manuscript today and going, oh yeah, I really want to write this story. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. So until next time, cheerio.